Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of the Schrobank Show. We're
technically not live from the Rated R Studios this time.
But this is a Rated R Studios production nonetheless. Episode 56. 56, that's crazy.
Kind of deep.
Yeah,
enough for like a year's worth of episodes.
Man, for real.
Holy shit.
That's crazy. How you feeling today, Rick?
I'm alright, man. I'm pretty good. I'm chilling.
We rocking two-man weave with the lineup switch here.
Oh, yeah, man. We had to switch. It's kind of crazy because I was like, should we call it two-man weave? Are we tainting the two-man weave?
Ooh, maybe.
Slightly.
I guess we gotta live up to the two-man weave, huh?
Yeah, man.
Shit.
I don't know. We'll find out, though.
Yeah. Shout out to EDJ and Randy, not with us this week, but we gonna keep rolling. Mm-hmm. And
they here in spirit.
Yes, of course, as always. Shit. Shout out to Randy though. He ain't missed a single pod at all.
Mad consistent,
for real.
Get that man the Iron Man award, bro.
Facts. He is our Cal Ripken Jr.
Fact.
Iron Man.
We had this man playing 48 minutes a game, every single snap, special teams, offense, defense, whole shebang.
Facts.
Shout out you, bro.
For real. Shout out to Rated R Randy. But shit. So let's get right into it. Amanda Nunes last weekend, after another dominating performance, there's been kind of a lot of GOAT talk with her, and I see very reason why to call her a GOAT.
There's literally nobody else I would even entertain hearing over her.
Facts.
Like, literally.
Yeah, especially when it comes down to women. I mean, like...
She's beat them all.
Absolutely.
She's
Number
beat
one.
them all.
She really, and like, kicked it off with like a terrorizing, Rhonda, Misha.
Destroyed both of them. Holly Holm wrecked her.
Yeah, that was rough.
Boy, because she Holly Holm.
Yeah.
Like, nobody seen that shit coming. Trying to think. Bro, even before she was in the UFC, I watched her fight. Damn it, I can't remember who. At Invicta 5. Destroyed this lady.
The one you went to?
Yeah.
Damn, that's what's up.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, literally, most of the people that's in, like, the top rankings for MMA, I watched them on that card.
That's crazy.
Like, Rose Namajunas, I watched her there. Chris Cyborg, she destroyed, I want to say, Julia Budd?
Damn.
Or, there's this other lady with a French last name I can't think of. She used to be a 145er, pretty good in Strike Force.
Gotcha.
Wrecked her. It was bad, bro.
Damn.
Michelle Watterson, Jessica Panay, so on and so forth. But, bro, literally, it does not get better than Amanda Nunes. The only blemish she has on her record, to my knowledge, is Kat Zingano.
Yeah.
And that's just due to her gassing out.
Yeah, even then
she beat the brakes off that lady for 2 rounds.
She absolutely whooped her ass in that first round.
Gave that woman permanent damage how hard she was hitting her.
That was on a pay-per-view, right? I remember watching that. I remember specifically watching
Fox
that
card.
for some reason.
I feel like it was a Fox card. It might have been a pay-per-view. All I know is I was at home when I watched it.
Oh, were you? Okay.
So I feel like it was a Fox card.
Okay, yeah, probably. For some reason, I feel like I remember watching that at Hooters, but I guess not.
I don't know. Might have.
Maybe. But shit, I wouldn't usually go into Hooters unless it's a pay-per-view.
Oh, yeah. No, we don't really fuck with Hooters like that, bro.
Man, that was the spot, though, for a minute.
Oh, yeah.
Before that, shout out to Applebee's. Applebee's was the spot for fights.
You went to Applebee's.
Yeah, you right.
You and Measy.
That was, like, the only place showing fights for a minute. Like, this was in the... this is like 2010-ish, 2011, like before MMA really blew up like that, before the Fox deal and all that.
Fact. What was it? That was it. Let me find it. It was actually on a pay-per-view, 178. I don't know. Did we watch that at my crib?
It's the main event.
Let me find out. Demetrius Johnson versus Chris Carriasso. What?
Well, the co-main was Poirier and McGregor, wasn't it?
That was actually just on the main card. The co-main technically was Cerrone versus Alvarez.
And this was a pay-per-view?
Yeah. Yeah, they tried. They tried with Johnson.
Man, yeah, I don't remember that. I remember, what was the fight that
Hold on, no, we was at Hooters for that. I don't know why I feel like I was at home when I watched it.
McGregor Poirier wasn't on that card at all?
It was.
Oh, okay. You said it was?
Yeah. Okay, it just wasn't the co-main.
Oh.
Yeah.
Shit. Because I can remember leaving during the Demetrius fight. And I felt bad, but...
The worst part is, it wasn't even that long of a fight. It was just 2 rounds.
Carriazo fight?
Yeah. Put him in a Kimura.
Okay. Maybe we did watch the rest of it. I just remember all the energy was drained from...
Oh, bro.
By the main event. Nobody cared.
Yoel Romero and Tim Kennedy was on that card.
Oh!
That was actually a fire main card. Shit. Dominic Cruz came back. Jorge Masvidal beat James Krause. John Doomsday Howard lost. Oh, Stephen Thompson, I remember he had a lackluster performance against Patrick Cote. It wasn't necessarily lackluster. It's just
I used to hate when he would have bigger fights because you knew Patrick Cote. Like, granted, he was a good ass fighter, but it was not going to be the most entertaining.
Yeah, because like it was just basically him using his face as a punching bag. Like that was his thing. Oh, I'm super tough. Rah, rah, rah. Okay, bro, I'm sorry to see you get punched. Please, punch him. Punch him.
Takedown attempt.
I think I'm in Mount. Oh, God, he's in Mount. Help me. But, yeah, no, that's really crazy because there was 2 just vicious finishes back to back. Dominic Cruz to cap off the... that
was the Mitsugaki fight?
Yeah. Destroyed that man.
Yeah.
Like, Mitsugaki had, like, not a chance in hell. We was like, oh, Dom is back. Bet.
Right. Yeah, because we really didn't know what we were going to get.
Yeah, because I was like, is he washed?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because that was after, the second ACL surgery?
And I don't think it was long before that where they had that picture of him and his, like, you could just see the difference between his 2 legs.
Bro.
Because that's the moment I was like, maybe you shouldn't come back.
Because, like, bro, one leg was, like, on Dwayne Rock Johnson, and then the other one looked like a crackhead, bro. I was just like, oh, God.
It was like a prison body, but with just both of his legs. He worked one leg and not the other.
This man was doing 1-leg squats all day. Fuck that other leg. And then, yeah, Kat Zingano beat Amanda Nunes, and that was the last stain she had on her record. Man. After that, she had just basically a decade of dominance. Because, from 2014 on, just destroying people. Shayna Baszler, remember she TKO'd her with leg kicks. Sarah McMahon beat her up and then put her in the RNC. Decisioned Valentina Shevchenko for the bantamweight title shot. Beat the shit out of Miesha Tate. Then RNC'd her. Beat the shit out of Ronda Rousey. Barely got by Valentina Shevchenko. That's the only lady I've seen give her fits.
Yeah, because that was fairly controversial when that happened.
Yeah, because like I
split, wasn't it?
Yeah, because I was up in the air. I was just like, I hope Amanda wins, but if Valentina gets it, I can't be mad.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then that Rocky Pennington fight was terrible. Her corner should have thrown in the towel. She was too tough for her own good, bro.
I feel you. That's always a tough.
We
talked about it like in the last little bit with the Anthony Smith thing. It's always a tough call.
Do you let him go out on the shield or not? And then after that, she made like kind of put her like status, like let everybody know, hey, I'm the GOAT, and knocked out Chris Cyborg, one of the scariest women to ever do it.
And was that like, man,
that was the one.
That was fucking fireworks.
That was the one because like they was just sitting there in the pocket trading,
going for it,
and I'm just like, bro, she's just eating Cyborg shots like. Slight stumble, but like still right there, throwing in the pocket, boom, 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 and they was just landing perfectly.
There is definitely something off with Amanda Nunes. Like, and not to be a bad thing,
no,
because that's what makes her so great at fighting. Because
she's different.
To stand in the pocket with Cyborg, who does that?
Exactly.
Because I mean, she had finished Miesha and Ronda before that. And, was pretty vicious, but, I mean, Cyborg was Cyborg.
Exactly.
And, like, that fight was, like, the real, she's the one that's for real.
Yeah, Because, like, it was kind of crazy to think, like, both of them are, like, the ones that you don't want to stand and trade with. And here they are standing and trading with each other. It was, like, it was really odd to see because you was thinking, like, is somebody going to shoot for a takedown?
Man.
Like, if I was Amanda, I would have smooth went for a judo throw.
Facts.
Sorry. I'm not finna stand with her.
And really probably has definitely the advantage on the ground.
Definitely advantage. Yeah, it has to. I mean, I know they're both black belts,
mm-hmm.
but she's also a black belt in judo, so
right.
I'm gonna take that every time.
So almost unnecessarily standing and trading in the pocket with Cyborg, and that, I mean, makes that almost even better.
And
really,
it was a clean KO. It wasn't a TKO. Clean. That woman inchwormed.
Hey, never have I ever seen a fight replicate the UFC video game more than that. Because it was drop. Oh, finally a knockout.
I'm not gonna lie, I really needed just the like UFC Undisputed 3. Boom.
Man.
When somebody finally just goes out. Like, and then just Goldie. It is all over.
Shout out to Goldie, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Goldie.
And he with Bellator now? Good for him.
Yeah.
I was like, they can't keep him out the sport line.
Facts.
Then after that, she Holly Holm. And then Jermaine Durandamy. That was, you kind of seen that she didn't have the advantage on the feet for once.
Right. And that really surprised me because, especially going into the Cyborg fight, like I was saying, I kind of leaned on Cyborg having a little bit of advantage standing up. Then we clearly saw who the dominant striker was. So going into a fight against, I mean, really, Jermaine Durandamy will forever have the somewhat of a stain for one, the Holly Holm fight, but for real, for the running from Cyborg,
refusing to fight Cyborg.
So I'm thinking this is the chick that would not fight Cyborg versus the chick that KO'd Cyborg viciously.
And asked for the fight.
I thought she'd run right through her.
Meanwhile, that was probably like a low point of her championship run. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because like it wasn't exciting.
And fairly recent, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that was last year.
245, December 14th.
Okay, so yeah, that was real recent.
Real recent.
6 months ago.
Jeez, bro. She is mad active.
I appreciate Amanda Nunes for that.
Yeah. Like, she may not get the draw that she deserves, but you are thoroughly appreciated on this side. Mm-hmm. The Shogun Show loves you.
That's a fact.
And then, we watched her just wreck Felicia Spencer. Kudos to her for being so damn tough. Because she had a hematoma almost like Joanna did.
Damn.
Yeah, like where like
that was bad.
Yeah, like her face looked like it was split in half for a second. I was just like, bro. And worst part is, Joe Rogan was calling. He was like, "Can somebody please stop this fight?" Because like, bro, she was just standing there taking the punches, not really firing back, just letting her get off.
When you have somebody that's that ahead of you, and like you feel it, I don't think there's really a way out of that hole. Because especially experiencing it, and there is no like forward thinking, if that makes sense. You are just worried about not going to sleep, I guess.
Yeah.
Would be the best way to put it. You're in survival mode. There is no, all right, 1, 2,
Let me get this off.
Don't get fucking hit again.
Yeah, let's try not to get hit. Still getting hit. All right, that one hurt. Let's get out of the way of this one. Shoot for a takedown. Ooh, I'm reverse. Mm-hmm. Damn. You know what I'm saying? And the worst part is, I would prefer low-key to be in a ground fight as opposed to standing with somebody like that.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, their potential for damaging me is, to me, significantly lowered. Mm-hmm. I would take that as opposed to somebody being able to wind up and throw something from the hip.
At least clinch. At least clinch up.
Clinch, grab her, hold her.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, if the ref got to break it up, oh well. Boxers go through this constantly.
Facts.
Hold. All right, break up.
And you get a lot more leeway with that in MMA, obviously, because, it's a grappling exchange.
Just make it look like you're hand fighting. Mm-hmm.
Because really, in the last, I'd say at least 5 years, I don't think that I've really seen a lot of, you could damn near watch a whole 15-minute fight be fought on the cage.
Yeah.
Refs are a lot less quick to separate.
they're quick to separate on the ground now.
Right.
Which is so weird.
Yeah, because why would you separate on the ground quicker than you would
on the cage?
Yeah.
Because, like...
there's just not a lot to be done there.
Yeah, there's a lot. Like, it's... on the ground, it's equal footing. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I could get something off. They could get something off. On the cage, I mean, yeah, it's there, but, like, it's not a lot you can do because, like, most people don't pack enough power to finish somebody in the clinch with a shot.
Yeah, unless you're like a Anthony Johnson or something.
Anthony Johnson,
that's
a Cody Garbrandt.
Oh, yeah. Facts.
You put that man in the phone booth, rest in peace.
Man, that's a fact. So that makes me have to, I need to go back to last week, episode 54. And I need to go ahead and tell everyone here that I've realized Ray is absolutely right. Levi is not a casual. I am not a casual. Papa Shro is not a casual at all. I was listening to, or watching the Pat McAfee show, and he was talking about how a lot of people thought that Khabib Conor was boring. And my brain malfunctioned for a second, and I realized where I was at, and that's when it dawned on me, oh, you need to listen to Ray. You are not a casual. Stop speaking as a casual, because I don't understand.
Yeah, because, like, I was just thinking, like, you really think Khabib's that big of a draw? You got to put him in places where he's a draw.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and like I said, I was like, he leached a little bit of the star power from McGregor, but he's not McGregor. He doesn't have that same charisma. You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't have the same drawing power. And it's fine. Not many people do.
Absolutely. And especially in his case, like, again, to the hardcore MMA fans, he is a big draw.
Oh, huge draw.
But yeah, outside of that, I mean, that's the real draw. And, man, when he said that it was a boring fight, I was just like, what fucking fight did this dude watch?
Did we watch the same thing?
Man, but rethinking about it, I could see how it could be interpreted as boring. It was a lot of wrestling. It was a lot of... But, man, the storyline behind that is what made it for me, because... I just enjoyed every minute of him beating the shit out of... Well, that's true, too.
The storyline.
But, well, oh, yeah, you mean pro wrestling. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. The pro wrestling, my fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah, because seeing him, he was definitely the face and Conor the heel, and he was beating the shit out of Conor. And then when he dropped him standing, was like, you can't tell that man shit.
Yep. And then, like, bro, post the fight. Him throwing his fucking mouthpiece at Dylan Dennis, jumping off the cage, flying at him.
That really was a WWE event.
It really was, bro. It was great. It was great. It was like, this is a black eye on the sport. Shut up.
Yeah.
It was fucking great.
Retrospective, I don't think it was that bad.
No.
It was bad, but it wasn't... Nobody got hurt. Nobody... Like, it was the best possible outcome.
Oh, fact. Because I'm mad nobody really talks about Khabib's fucking teammates going in there and, like, swinging at fucking Conor. Like, Jesus Christ. He already got his ass beat.
Bro, I felt so bad for Conor after you watch that video and see him, like, sulking in the loss, and two dudes just hop over the cage and start whooping his ass. I was just like, hey, he wasn't ready.
He really wasn't.
He wasn't ready.
Man was hurt.
For real.
But to kind of go back a bit, I was looking at Brawlers, BRWLRZ on Instagram, and they posted their list of top 10 women's MMA fighters of all time, right? And at 10, they got Jermaine Durandamy. Fair enough, she was the champ. Even though it was like during controversial circumstances, still became champ.
And really, we're still relatively young.
That was the first thing that came to my mind.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, women's MMA hasn't been on the forefront long. It's only been 7 years?
Yeah, just about. Was that when Ronda
I think
broke
so,
into the UFC?
like 2013, like early 2013. So yeah, it's only been like 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
The WMMA has been on the forefront. You know what I'm saying? And so I was like, this list is going to be a little touchy. But
and pre-UFC is kind of a little bit hard to judge.
Yeah, because how many, like, unless you're a hardcore, like you're the super fan of MMA, you weren't paying that much attention to WMMA. And it wasn't put on cards with other, like, MMA fights.
Yeah, and it wasn't presented in a way to really be consumed,
No.
essentially, you know?
Like, literally, shout out to Shannon Knapp. If it wasn't for her with Invicta FC, I wouldn't know anything about WMMA.
I feel that.
That's just real. But, at the 9th spot, they got Zhang Wei Li.
Huh.
At the 8th spot, Rose Namajunas. 7, Misha Tate. 6, Holly Holm. 5, Ronda Rousey. 4, Valentina Shevchenko. 3, Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Cyborg, and then, obviously, Amanda.
Interesting. So Ronda got the 4 or 5?
She got the 5 spot.
Is it wrong that I would put Misha in front of Holly?
No.
Because I don't see, I guess what you brought up before we started recording, we were talking about this list, the same thing. So that just proved to me that was a Homer thing, because that's kind of the process that was going in my head, because we were talking about Joanna and Valentina.
Yeah.
The fact that Valentina had beat Joanna. I'm a Joanna fan. I like Joanna, and I kind of thought, well, she went up in weight to fight her. Obviously, from the result of the fight, she didn't stand much of a chance.
Right.
And, maybe not put that on her legacy that much, but it's there.
Yeah.
But then now, rethinking that with my Misha Tate versus Holly Holm, Valentina definitely should be ahead of Joanna, and I think Misha should be in front of Holly.
For sure, because Misha Tate beat Holly.
Mm-hmm.
And Holly didn't defend her belt.
Yeah.
I mean, neither did Misha.
Right.
And I get totally why both of them are ranked under Ronda, because she defended the belt four times?
Yeah.
And she beat Misha twice.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to throw this back to episode 54 too, about the Bonds and Hall of Fame shit, just because, just like Ronda, Misha and Holly low-key could definitely be in front of them. But look what Ronda did for the sport. I'm all for her being really as high on the list as you can put her. We all have, I have my opinion about her, but what she did, we wouldn't be here discussing this without her.
Oh, big fan. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised she didn't crack number 3, just considering what she did for the sport. Nobody really, besides Cyborg versus, what was that lady's name? God, I cannot think of her name. Gina Carano.
Oh, yeah.
Besides that fight,
I was thinking of Gina Carano in like a Wilt Chamberlain type setting.
I mean, it kind of is. That was like prehistoric days for women MMA, bro. Oh my God. Because, man, this is not a real person.
And the worst part is, the only real thing I really know about Gina Carano, I mean, I know how great she is and everything, but in the time that I came into, really paying attention to MMA, the only real thing that I know from Carano is losing to Cyborg.
That's what mostly everybody knows.
Right. So, it really is.
Matter of fact, though, she was the flag bearer. She was essentially the Ronda Rousey before Ronda Rousey. Because, what was it? She fought Julie Kedzie on a Strikeforce card that I'm pretty sure was on CBS.
Okay.
And it was the first time that women's MMA was out there. And it was a fucking brawl. It was amazing. It was everything everybody wanted to see. And then it helped make Gina Carano a star since she was the winner of that fight. And that's why she was able to take on Cyborg, because, Cyborg was just this unstoppable force at the time. And yeah, she got destroyed on national television.
Because that one was on CBS too.
That one, because I think that one was didn't CBS used to have a sports channel or something like that? Or some alternative channel that was CBS but not CBS?
I don't know.
Something.
I don't know 100%.
Actually, no.
I know they got CBS Sports Network. I don't know back then if that was a channel.
My bad. I'll take that back. It was on Showtime.
Oh yeah, because they were on Showtime too.
Yeah.
That was a good time for MMA when I liked that, because the UFC was really the only thing that I would pay attention to. So when the Elite XC and Strikeforce were on CBS in those days, it was really a good, just kind of look into the rest of the MMA world, because you didn't know anything outside the UFC.
Yep.
It seemed like, at that time.
Not to mention Bellator was on VH1? Or, my bad, MTV2.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it started out on MTV, and then
Yeah.
they moved to Spike when
the UFC left Spike.
Yeah, made the jump to Fox.
Bro, now that was a time.
Yeah, I remember trying to go to that Bellator event.
The one that was in Power and Light?
And it was 21 and over, and at the time, boy was about, I think, 16.
Because, that was Askren versus Lyman Good, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Either that or...
It wasn't the
Dan
Jay
Hornbuckle?
Oh.
Maybe.
They
came here a couple times, because when they first started out doing their seasons and tournaments, they kind of had like a little circuit they would run.
Yeah.
And I think they did like 2 or 3 events at Power and Light. I think. I'm not 100% sure.
I'm still upset that I didn't go to UFC on Fox Kansas City.
Yeah, same here.
Shamed of myself.
Yeah, same
Promised
here.
myself I'd go. Didn't. My bad, to get back on track though. And yeah. And you seen what Carano was doing. And then kind of passed that star power on to Chris Cyborg.
Mm-hmm. Really, that's the only thing Ronda could have done. Is make that fight happen. That would have made her bigger.
Yeah.
I think win, lose, or draw.
I hate to say it, we would have... Because you've seen how she did after that loss.
She would have done the same thing. The same thing would have happened. The same events would have played out, but...
Just a bit faster. Huh?
That would have been but that would have been a bigger fight and blown up a lot quicker and a lot bigger.
Oh, yeah.
So, maybe she comes back and Holly Holm finishes her off. And that's... probably the same thing would happen.
Yeah. But in hindsight, I'm glad it happened the way it happened.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cause
there's nothing wrong with how it went down.
Because, if Cyborg was the one to have beat Ronda Rousey, I don't think that would have went so well. Because I feel like somebody would have doxed her, and then they would have looked back and seen that, she tested positive for steroids a few times.
Yeah.
And that's a stain on your record. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. This is pre-USADA. You was getting caught pre-USADA.
Right.
So, we all know that, these athletic commissions didn't have the most stringent testing. And you got caught.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So, that's the only thing that, kind of makes me look at her a little weird.
At number 2?
Yeah just a little weird.
Yeah, that was my next kind of thought was... There are those positive steroid tests back in the day. So
I know she didn't pop for 6 years, but still, you still popped.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that's the only thing I'd probably change a bit. I'd probably put Rousey at the 2, Cyborg at the 3, and then Shevchenko at the 4.
So basically, just move Ronda up to 2, and then I'm not mad at that at all, for real. I think Ronda does. I mean, she deserves her kudos.
She really does,
yeah.
Bro. I get it. She was a sore loser, whatever.
I think at one point in time, all of us were on the Ronda bandwagon. At one point in time.
At one point in time. No matter, whether it was at the beginning, middle, or close to the end.
Absolutely.
Doesn't matter. There was a point in time you were rooting for Ronda.
Absolutely.
Because in Strikeforce Ronda, that was my girl.
I feel you.
Loved her.
Yeah. It took a little bit of time, and I think a fight or 2 into the UFC, I was sold.
Levi was a goddamn chauvinist. I ain't trying to see no women fight.
I was.
That shit trash.
I was against it
I was
at first.
Damn, bro. They get down, bro.
Then I watched a couple women's fights.
Yeah, because I was pushing. I was pining hard. I was like, bro, you got to come to this Invicta fight with us. No, bro. I'm cool. I'm going to chill. I was like, bro, the tickets are $25. It's cheap.
Right.
It's dope. I don't know, bro. All right. Me and Jamal went there and had time of our fucking lives, nigga.
Man, what year was that? Because I think I was working during that.
Yeah. I think you had to pull I think they hit you with a random shift at CC's. This was 2012. Yeah, I'm gonna bring that up.
Rough boy.
But yeah, man, just wanted to kind of give her flowers real quick.
If we drop the just WMMA and say MMA altogether, where are you putting Amanda?
All time?
Is she top 5?
2 divisions.
If she's not top 5, she is very close.
It's kind of hard to not put her top 5.
Yeah, absolutely.
She has both belts and is defending both of them actively
simultaneously.
Like,
and no one has done that at all.
No one's done that because
Cormier didn't do it.
McGregor didn't.
McGregor.
Only person that got close to doing that, actually, he did do it. Cejudo. Take that back. He's the only other person that did it.
That's true.
Because he defended the flyweight belt after winning it. Never went back though after the Dillashaw fight.
Yeah,
but actively, yeah. I mean, there was kind of nobody else for him to really fight at the time because due to extenuating circumstances, so on and so forth. But then he went up and actively defended the bantamweight belt.
Mm-hmm. So he got off. Just one title defense with the Cruz, huh? Because the Marlon Moraes fight was
for the belt. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he managed to get a defense on both belts.
Yeah,
true champ.
That's true.
True champ.
True 2-division champ.
And he technically still is the lineal champ of the flyweight division.
Damn. Absolutely right. Yep. That's crazy.
That's fucked up. He took the title with him.
Man. He said the only way he'll come back is a featherweight title fight.
Yeah, he said he wants Volkanovski. I'm not mad at it.
I'd pay to see that.
I'd pay good money.
At this point, for me personally, Henry Cejudo is like the ultimate draw. I love that dude. That dude is awesome.
The king of fucking cringe.
Bro, I love
every second of it, bro. Everybody's like, he's so cringy. That's what makes it funny.
Yes.
Because he knows.
Bro.
He knows how cringy the shit is.
The moment he popped out on the stage and slammed the snake against TJ.
What the fucking magician hat?
Bro. And then just the look on his face. He's just mad. Bro, that shit was great. And then the IG post where he had the pillows made of everybody and all their heads are laying next to him and then all his belts on the other side and he's just laying back with this gold medal on. Bro, it's gold.
Triple C, man.
Triple C.
Hey, nah, bro. I'd love to see if he become quad C.
Bro.
It's like, that'd be a hefty order to take on Volkanovski.
Yes.
Because, he's really nothing to fuck with.
I think he's got a better chance against Volkanovski, though, than maybe like Holloway or almost anyone else at the top of that division.
Because they're all tall. Really tall.
And I think that'll be a little bit tougher on him.
Only thing is, Volkanovski has different strength.
That's a fact.
That man walked around at 200 pounds and was playing rugby.
That's a fact.
So, that's the only thing that worries me a bit. I'm just like...
That dude's legs are,
jacked.
I would not want to be kicked by that dude.
Bro, just one leg kick. All right. Yup, you got it. You better not touch me again. I will sue. I will sue, sir.
Facts. I must be standing in one position with one leg up the whole goddamn
Flamingo,
time.
the whole time. What's up? What's up? You don't want none? But, yeah. Damn. What else was on the docket for today, Brody?
Let's double check. So, alright, so this kind of ties into everything. Something I was thinking about this week, and with Dana talking about just the current times of everything, you think the fighters should kind of hold off on wanting more money? Because now we've got John Jones, Jorge Masvidal, and was that the only two, or was Conor kind of in?
Conor was definitely he was asking for a fight and more money.
Yeah, but with right now, after kind of thinking everything through with the UFC, for 2 months they made no money and paid everybody. The UFC never shut down as a company. And to my knowledge, didn't get rid of any of their workers or anything like that.
Yeah, I didn't hear about them furlough or laying people off or nothing like that.
So it's been all expense, no money in. There's still no live gate.
Still.
So I think that it is hard for the UFC to try to compensate these fighters at the moment, but that narrative also is kind of hard to spin with the history.
Yeah.
Because the history is not paying the fighters either.
Exactly. Because I was just literally the only guy that's ever gotten paid, and he had to leave the sport to get paid, was Conor. Mm-hmm. He had to go to a whole nother combat sport to get paid what he really is worth. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Conor and Brock.
Fact.
Those are the only two. And really, when you look at it compared to other sports, and really, I guess in this sense, the only other sport you can compare to is boxing. Yep. they're making nothing compared to boxing. They're making nothing. $1 million for a fight? That's cute.
Bro,
That's
literally,
cute.
I was just like, bro, dudes who just basically are paper champs over there, like, oh, I remember my first big payday.
Man, facts.
I remember my first payday. That's nice. Meanwhile, they're just driving around the fucking Lamborghinis, crashing them. However, oh, I'll buy another one tomorrow. It's nothing. Whatever. What the fuck ever. Like, dude, the fact that like not slightly above mid-tier guys get like 10, 15 million a fight. Guys.
What are we doing?
People. Because, like, all right, I get it. You can't pay everybody in the company like that.
Right.
Okay. That's, duh.
But
Business.
any sport, you don't pay everybody on the roster.
I was just like, bro,
that.
you think the practice squad guys are out here getting $1 million checks?
Facts.
No.
Hell no.
Even though practice squad guys only for now what is it, 18 weeks?
Yeah, it'll be 18 weeks.
18 weeks, they still make like $300,000 on the year. The average UFC fighter can't even crack that, even if they fought like 5 times that year.
Yeah, that's crazy. Especially if you're like a 15-15 guy.
Come on.
Woo.
Come on. Like, there's no way that the fighter pay should be under 25.
But then also, hearing about the deals is crazy to me from a fighter's perspective because they said Masvidal has an 8-fight deal. Who the fuck told you to sign that?
An 8-fight deal.
8?
8.
I mean,
4, 5.
You're on a level where you really only need to fight 2 times a year. If you put that into perspective, that's a 4-year contract.
4
That's
years.
security, but if you're complaining about what you're getting paid, I mean...
You fucked yourself.
Exactly.
Because then, look, if you turned in 2 crazy-ass performances again, guess what? The price just went up, bud. You know what I'm saying?
That contract's there, though.
You signed this.
Mm-hmm.
I have legal paperwork that says you wanted to get paid this.
Absolutely.
So now you're out here asking for an exception. It's ass backwards, dude.
Absolutely. And whoever the agents are and stuff like that, I think that is maybe the number one thing that needs to be fixed with fighters' contracts. After hearing how many fights that they're signed to, like, I would almost say 3 is about the max. Unless I'm Tyron Woodley in a situation like that where I know my best days are behind me. Yeah, I'm not signing nothing outside
Honestly,
of 2 to 3 fights.
For a fairly active guy, if you fight anywhere from 2 to 3 times a year, or 4 to 5 fight deal.
That's fair.
Sounds like,
especially if you're just coming in.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds optimal. But like once you get to like a championship level, like you said, you really shouldn't be signing over a 3-fight contract.
There's a big difference between winning a unanimous decision in a title fight and a first-round knockout. Big difference.
Huge difference.
There's a lot more money to be made when you're knocking dudes out in the first round.
Exactly, and that's what I think worries these dudes is like job security.
And that's true too. I almost feel like there is no balance in that though.
It isn't.
It's either you got to be prepared to be fucked in a long-term deal, or also possibly get knocked out 3 times in a row and be on the way out the door.
Yep. And then now, before you know it, you're fighting in the PFL.
Right.
Sorry.
Hey, you win the title, you get $1 million contract.
This is awesome. But that's it. I mean, bro, you had to fight a tournament to get to $1 million.
Yeah, that's true.
Shit.
Yeah, like we said, so after I re-listened to the same episode that we talked about earlier, 54, and talking about John Jones definitely deserves $20 million to fight.
Ngannou?
Absolutely. Well, period, almost. I mean, he's probably a big enough draw.
I say 5 to 10. On like normal title fights.
Okay,
sure.
fair.
But like money fights? Yeah.
Because that should be like the consensus of where we're at. It's not a John Jones thing. It's a fighter thing.
A champion thing.
You are at the top of your game and you're having a big fight, especially like a draw like Conor, where you can just drop out of nowhere and, sell all the tickets in the world. You should be heavily compensated for that.
You should. I think he said the most he's made for like a fight is like $3 million.
Man.
And that's like disclosed payment. I'm just like, shit. That's not enough.
And that's still chump change compared to boxing.
Bro, chump change. And you're in one of the most exciting divisions in the sport. The light heavy, one of the most storied divisions. $3 million for the champion, for the long-running champion.
And you're saying John Jones, that was the most he got paid?
Yeah.
$3 million?
That's what he said, I think.
I liked how Masvidal was talking about it. I watched an ESPN interview with him, and he was talking about basically percentages off of revenue, and that was what he was trying to negotiate. He was cool with the money that was there, and I think this is really smart because from a fighter's perspective, I think everybody needs to perk their ears up a little bit when you're talking about the revenue split, because when you look at other sports, you're looking at like 40-50% in the major sports, or around in that area is what he was saying, that you're getting. And I think he said he gets 18. And he said he's not looking for, I think he said the NBA was at 48%. So he's not even looking for those numbers because he knows the UFC isn't going to be, cool with that.
Right.
But, more than 18. I feel like, when you think about 18%, that's
not a lot.
Not a lot, especially when you're the driving force.
Yeah.
What was that, 246? Right?
I think so.
Him and Nate.
Yeah.
Why are you watching that card?
Literally.
Masvidal and Diaz.
Yep. It's in Madison Square Garden. BMF title, quote unquote, is on the line.
You build a fake belt that automatically was, seen as like, oh shit, we definitely want to be the BMF. You know what I mean? Like, just off of these two guys.
Those two. That's it. I 100% feel that, bro. It was just, everything just got weird. It just got really weird. Because, like, from the UFC perspective, they know they can't afford to pay these people what they want. They know they can't. You know what I'm saying? Going off their current business model.
You said they can?
They can't.
Can't. You don't think so? Why not?
Because, all right. So, like, let's just say they start paying the top guys $20-25 million a fight, right? They still got to pay everybody else, and there's like 500 fighters on their roster, right? We're talking about they average. I'll probably say, and this year it's going to be cut damn near in half on what they make. I'd probably say somewhere close to like $1 billion, right? Their overhead is going to hit at that point like close to like 30% expense. That's not a lot of net revenue that they're going to get out of that. And remember that it's not just the Fertitas anymore. It's not them.
Right.
It's a venture group, WME, or I think that's it.
Something like that.
Something like that. WIMG.
Yeah.
Something like that. They're a venture capitalist group, right? Mm-hmm. They're not trying to hear a 30% overhead just on fighter pay.
Right.
Meanwhile, you got to pay people in administration,
people running production, camera crews,
all that. So
John Hannick.
Because I was like, before you know it, you've hit like 50% in overhead. Mm-hmm. Whoa, where's our money going, guys?
Yeah,
we just bought this. We're trying to turn a profit. That's not going to turn a profit. Man. They can't do that yet, and it really fucking sucks because the UFC should have been paying these guys a while ago.
Yeah. Do you think that we'll ever get to a point where the UFC is paying top dollar for these fighters? Or do you think that...
Not without a union.
Yeah, well, that's a fact. That's a fact. But at this point, I mean, taking that into account, it almost seems to me it would almost be more beneficial to one or a few rogue fighters splitting off and basically making it boxing.
Ooh.
Because imagine, say Masvidal gets out of his deal. Say, I don't think McGregor will ever realistically get away from the UFC because I think he's good financially, whatever they want to pay him. But say a guy like Nate, and they promote the fight together, and all of a sudden you have like Diaz Promotions, Masvidal Promotions come together, and they fight. I mean, that's gonna sell.
It's gonna sell. I don't know if it's just because they essentially the UFC essentially co-opted the sport. They are synonymous with the sport. A lot of people refer to it as UFC as opposed to MMA.
Right.
So, like, without the UFC being there, those three letters.
That's something I don't know how long still to this day, something I feel like I could repeat on a regular basis. Like UFC is like the NFL is the football. You have to explain it to people like that
Yeah.
because they are just like, oh yeah, UFC. You see this UFC fight, and it's like a Strike Force fight. They
Yeah,
show
and I'm
you,
just
and
like, that's not the UFC.
That's
It says Strike Force right there, but
that's mixed martial arts is the sport.
that is the sport
So
itself.
yeah, they have the market.
That's what I'm saying. And so like
They
it
are
would
the market.
Yeah,
Really.
exactly. So like the fight could sell.
Mhm.
It could sell, but it wouldn't do nearly as well without the UFC. You know what I'm saying? And so like that's kind of where like the UFC has the stranglehold. That's where the union has to come in because we've seen other promotions come in, ONE FC, Bellator, PFL, you know, all of them. The list goes on. They still all pale in comparison to the UFC.
But I think that that's part of following the UFC's own model. If you had two guys, say the same scenario like we're kind of talking about as Diaz and Masvidal. Say they get away from their contracts, they decide to fight, and you know throw this huge,
they co-promote it,
right? Huge, massive event. They get as many guys as they can. Maybe even Nate convinces Nick, hey, fight on this card for us, be our co-main, and he fights a middleweight fight against somebody that was in the UFC, or see how much talent you can kind of build up on this card because. I think with a different main event, Golden Boy might have had a better chance. Maybe not just because of the whole situation, but maybe someone else is promoting it. It has a better chance. Because I think really that is... The boxing mold is the only other thing that I think people would accept. Because I feel you on the UFC thing. Without the UFC backing it, it is harder to see it succeed.
Okay. And as a counterpoint to that, you've kind of seen how boxing constantly gets muddled by all these different athletic commissions, right?
Yeah.
Because then you got the WBO, the IBF, IBA, IBF, IBO, WBA, WBF. You got all these different commissions saying, oh, this guy can have this belt. So, like, let's say that's what happens when you start adding in all these promotions, right? So then they have to come up with, like, these unified belts for guys.
Yeah.
It's just going to muddle the fucking sport and it's just going to take the quality down. It fucking sucks because you want to see someone challenge the UFC. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that way they don't have such a stranglehold on their fighters. Like, if you don't come to us, you ain't getting paid. And then, like, all right, so, like, let's say that the athletic commission stay out of it and just let them run it how they see fit. Well, what if the UFC decides to try to blackball anybody that fought on that card?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you thought you was going to get paid? Nope.
It's a lot of second guessing.
Exactly. And so now, like, people are going to be really hesitant. They be like, damn, I don't want to spend my whole career in Bellator. I don't want to spend my whole career fighting for Masvidal Productions or PFL or ONE FC. I want to go to the UFC. Like, that's the place to be. Yeah. And so we're just basically just going to end up running in fucking circles the whole time.
Yeah.
It sucks.
I feel you.
So, like, literally the only chance I think they have is to start. Like, to really get some traction, make the top guys, the McGregors, the Masvidals, the Diazes, the Jones, buckle down and get in line with a union.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's probably about the only way to do it. And with the UFC talking about, like, their overhead and finances and stuff, almost really out of every other organization, sporting-wise, if you think about it, they are kind of at a disadvantage because there's no teams. Because think about the NFL. The NFL doesn't pay players directly.
No.
The teams do.
Yep.
So they're not even in that game.
Nope.
You know, that's the Kansas City Chiefs, the New England Patriots, the, whatever team it may be in any sport.
Yep.
And they don't have the luxury of that. And then when you think about it, the fighters, they're paying their team. They're paying their camp to train.
Yep.
So
the fighters are technically the owners.
Right. So it's almost like there needs to be some type of maybe different mold to the way paying works out. I mean, I have no idea how you would ever do that.
No.
If the UFC can't make enough money to support, I don't know. Maybe they need to scale back. Maybe they need to essentially create a minor league system. That way you have a cap on so many guys that, and I wouldn't be against it because I mean that wouldn't be too bad to see. I mean, we already have the Contender Series and stuff like that. I
Yep.
think you could put that on Fight Pass and people would watch that on a
Yeah.
random maybe Friday night or something, and could even be part of like how WWE does with NXT and their WWE events. With Saturday night will be NXT, Sunday night will be the WWE. So you could do like a minor league show on Friday night, after the weigh-ins and stuff, and make it more of an experience. Then now you're starting on Thursday with media day, and you have the weigh-ins for your minor league fights.
Yep.
Friday night those fights, and now you're getting revenue from people watching that. And then Saturday night, now you got the big fights, on and
I'm totally not opposed to that. That'd probably be one of their best bets.
right.
Create your own feeder league so that way you don't have to pick these guys from Cage Warriors or whatever organization, Titan FC, Tachi Palace Fights. You don't have to pick from those guys.
Right.
They're gonna come to you. You build them up. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they stay under the umbrella of the UFC.
Exactly. And then would be an easier way of a pay scale, because then you've got your guys in the minor leagues, and then say maybe you had 5 fights in the UFC minors, and then jumped up to the UFC, and now everybody knows where their
there's
increase
like a pay
is,
run.
and
You know what I'm saying?
there could be
because it's kind of hard to rack up a lot of fights in the UFC. They're only holding so many events. You're only healthy so much, for such amount of time, so on and so forth. Like, the Reebok pay scale really sucks. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because like you got to get like 10 fights just to get a reasonable amount in a sponsorship pay. That's hard to get.
Without the Reebok deal, we might not even be having this conversation right now, because fighters would be making so much more money on their sponsors.
Yeah, because like now they have to get like influencer type sponsorships. You know what I'm saying? Like, where they'll like the sponsor will draw up a contract like, hey, if you give us like 5 ads a month, we'll pay you X amount of dollars. And like, not everybody has the brand or the marketability for that. These guys, they still need sponsors. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have to, and these MMA gear companies aren't making enough money due to exposure. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because like, how many MMA guys do you follow actually? Like, fighters. How many fighters do you follow?
Like on social media?
Yeah.
15 to 20, I'd say.
15 to 20. And meanwhile, you're not a casual, right?
Right, yeah, we have established.
So, like, only 15 to 20 fighters, and these are probably like the really good guys. You're not following prospects. You're not following burgeoning guys. These are guys that have made themselves known.
O'Malley's probably the lowest,
closest to a prospect that you're following. Exactly. That's what I was about to say. I was like, and O'Malley he sells. He knows how to sell himself. He's been selling himself. He knows how to do that. He markets himself perfectly, right? Other than that, though, like, if that guy isn't a contender, you're more than likely not following him, unless he's like an MMA legend.
Yeah.
I could see you following like Vanderlei Silva or Vitor or some shit.
I follow Shogun.
See? Ta-da! Figured it out, right? That's one of the 15 guys, but the other guys are probably like top 5 or contenders, champions, something to that effect. You're not following the lower run guys. That puts them at a severe disadvantage. They are broke. They are broke.
Yeah.
Because I think, I follow Curtis Blades, right?
Same.
He's actually kind of funny too.
He really is.
But
look at that. I mean, you think he would be doing that, though, if he didn't maybe need some extra cash from somewhere? You get more people to follow you because you're funny. Your name's already kind of out there because you're a pro athlete.
Exactly. And because the worst part is, their main focus is to fight, and you're adding something extra on their plate. Now they have to act as a marketer. They have to figure out a way to market themselves to make that money.
Yep.
That's your job as the promoter.
Right.
Promote that guy. And you can't. You know what I'm saying? Because you decided to sign a ridiculous deal with Reebok. How much longer do we have on this Reebok deal?
I'm not 100% sure.
Is it like 5 more years? Because I think they sound like what is up with them in 10-year deals, bro? Like,
I don't know.
Like, it's always like a decade deal. I'm just like, why? Why are we doing this?
Man, as much as I like the ESPN deal now, just for the simple fact of attention. I was listening to something where they were kind of talking about how, what's a casual sports fan do in the morning when they wake up? They wake up, they turn on SportsCenter. And now the UFC is being run through there. They're on the bottom line. I mean, they're a part of, and whether you're, when I was, 16 years old, I'm watching SportsCenter all the time. I don't watch tennis or golf, really. Or, well, I guess I kind of watch soccer around that time. But I know what's going on because I watch SportsCenter and it's on the bottom line. I know I know so-and-so won the tournament this weekend. Or, who won Wimbledon because it popped up on the bottom line.
Exactly. It was on the ticker tape.
So
yep.
I do kind of understand that, but man, I really hope the UFC does not limit themselves after this deal is over because it's done good for them. And then after, you said it was 10 years with ESPN?
Yeah.
After those 10 years, I mean, think about where the sport's going to be.
Whole nother.
You cannot afford to limit yourself after this deal.
just one network. Spread it.
It has to be. It has to be. What CBS and Fox have both obviously showed interest in MMA. Fox had the UFC deal for.
I think CBS low key backed out on.
CBS might be out of it because.
But NBC is still in because that's what PFL is.
Right. Okay. So you've got NBC, but yeah, CBS might be done on it still from the brawl in Nashville. Man,
honestly, they might be back.
I watched that shit live too.
Did you?
Yeah, I just happened to. Well, it was Hendo going to fight over there, and the last fight he had in the UFC was Bisping.
Oh, that was
when he knocked him out. Nobody wanted to fight him. He couldn't get a fight, and he just left because his contract was over and went back, and then had a whole nother leg to his career. But I don't know.
Hey man, apparently there was a 6-year deal with Reebok, and I don't know if they've extended that deal or not.
Interesting.
And this was in 2014, mind you. So I pray.
Even with that, I think it might not be a bad idea. Even with that, expand that. I'm not 100% against the uniform. I'm not 100% against it. I'm not necessarily 100% on board with it, but
I think
over these last 6 years, it's grown on me.
It does look better. It looks a little bit more professional. I will say they still should, because you still see sponsors on there anyway.
And are they getting paid from that? I don't know if that's something that's ever been established when they got the little Monster logo. Is Monster giving you X amount, or is Monster
just giving the UFC
money? Yeah. And now you are just a product, essentially, out there.
That's a really good question.
But why not spread that out? Say, Reebok, you can come back and we'll do a deal with you, but we're also going to do a deal with Nike, and we're going to do a deal with, I don't know, a couple other brands, right? So maybe you have 5 to 10 sponsors that you have the choice from now, almost in a NASCAR sense of way. Because, everybody doesn't drive a Ford.
No.
Everybody doesn't drive a Chevy. There's different cars and different models and whatever. I mean, I don't know too much, but I just know they don't all drive the same car. So maybe not every fighter needs to wear the same uniform, And a little bit more mix. Let's promote our fighters a little bit more. Let's have, the shirts are a nice touch, but let's start working on the shorts now. Let's have personalized shorts. I mean...
Exactly. Between stuff like that.
And that sells!
Because I was just thinking, everybody's watched soccer, right? On soccer jerseys, you see at least 4 different sponsors.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they may sponsor the club, but that money goes to those to the players, right?
And even then, if it helps the players, fighters, whatever, get paid more, I mean, even if it is just going to the UFC, but then that's more money that they have to funnel down to everyone.
To pay people.
Exactly.
That's the main thing. By the way, I'm pretty sure the deal, I was reading as you was talking, the deal is supposed to end in 2021.
Interesting.
So this is a good time to start fielding offers. You know what I mean? Because Reebok, they tried because they were the experiment. They were the prototype. And I don't know.
Them and Fox,
exactly. They was the experiment. And we got to see wow, on a big stage it does very well. I would like to see somebody improve on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's why I think you shouldn't limit yourself. And if you had more personalized shorts, I mean, that's just more revenue right there. I mean, because I can remember back in the day when I first got into fighting and stuff, that was the number one thing. It was a jersey, walkout shirts. You go to I would always go to MMA Warehouse.
Yep.
And look through all the walkout shirts because I was like, ooh, that 113 walkout shirt is nice. I had I had one BJ Penn's 123 Just Scrap t-shirt, and I had Shogun's 134 walkout shirt too. So I mean, it's just it's essentially MMA's version of a jersey. I mean, that's exactly what they turned it into. Because I mean, the ones that they have are, athletic type wear that you would buy, but let's just start personalizing more. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, all that is good. It's just revenue. More people are going to buy that. I would be much more inclined to buy one of the champion shirts that they have now. All these guys have, rather than when they first came out and it's just literally a fucking black shirt with some green sleeves that says McGregor down the side.
Man,
on the back. I mean. Why? Why do I want that?
That's bland as shit.
As shit.
Nobody wants that.
No.
But
yeah, we are definitely hitting the B side. We're at an hour now.
I was just thinking. I was like, we're at the B side, right?
Yeah, we spent an hour on UFC talk. We just let that shit roll.
Yeah, kind of had to let it go, bro.
Yeah, I feel you. It's been a minute since we really talked some real UFC.
Like actual.
Especially with us. That's definitely one of our strong points.
This is our thing.
This is our lane. But definitely before we end up wrapping this up or anything, I wanted to throw out there that we have recently invested in some Schrobanks hats. Schrobanks.
Yes.
And man, seeing that in your hands and putting that hat on is just
knowing that we made that.
Man, that's our brand. Shout out to Hardy West and my boy Lean.
Yes.
For cooking that logo up for us.
Yes. That is an immaculate logo.
If you need a logo for your brand, Hardy West is definitely a way to go.
Actually, I just referred my mom to.
Nice.
She wants a logo done, and I was just like, he's clean with it.
As we're recording right now, he had a deal on him too, $75 for a logo. So.
Hey, hop on there. I'm about to say,
shit,
that is a steal. Hop on that.
Yeah, very. When we were doing our logo, it was a lot of, just coming back to us with different designs, and we got exactly what we wanted.
Exactly, and he was very. He communicated well with us. I appreciated that. The fact that he was constantly like, "Hey, what do you think of this one? What do you think of this one? Is there anything you need me to tweak on this? Da 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 da." And it wasn't oh, you want something else done? Damn.
Because we deviated from the whole original design to something totally
basically
different.
I had to create something new, and he never missed a beat. It wasn't just annoyance, nothing. He was just all right, yeah.
And I mean, within an hour or two, I mean, we would have something. So definitely hit up Hardy West if you need a logo, anything like that. But I just kind of wanted to get your take because shout out to Ray. Ray was the dude that went out of his way. Did some shit for the brand and got us these hats, and I was just kind of thinking it would be a good just to let us know kind of what the process is behind getting your own merchandise.
Honestly, it was kind of hard. I'm not even gonna lie, because I didn't realize how many steps it is. Because you can't just find embroidery. That's not a big business. You know what I'm saying? There's a ton of competitors out there, business wise, but it's a niche market almost. You know what I'm saying? And so I was sitting there, I was like, damn, I really want to get this. I just wanted patches at first, and I was like, bet, let's see what I could get. So then I typed in embroidery businesses, right? And there was a few local ones, but they was trying to make you buy 50 to 100 pieces of it, and I'm just I don't really have that right now. You know what I'm saying? Right. And so it referred me Google referred me to this website called Thumbtack, and basically it's just where people can advertise their services, and it's a third party, and it just links you directly with somebody who does whatever business or service you're looking for.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, it was hella cool.
So it's kind of like a freelancer website.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Cool. And so I found these guys called Thread Your Logo. Okay. Out in somewhere in Maryland, I can't remember, but shout out to those guys. They were very attentive to my needs.
What was it again?
Thread Your Logo.
Thread Your Logo.
Yeah. Right. Shout out to them. Mm-hmm. They were the realest, man. I sent them our logo,
Mm-hmm.
and they was just like, yeah, we can have that done, like, you know, within like the next 3 days. They sent me a proof of it, and it wasn't really expensive. What, I think like $320
Yeah, that's not too bad
for a 12 hat order with our designs on there.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, all right, I'll take it. And it made me feel good because I knew I was putting money back into the hands of an American.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like, it kind of sucks because like it's basically, it's so hard to go around foreign made products.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's so hard to find everything American made because the price on it goes up so much, even though it's right here, it's domestic.
Right.
Like, because the import costs, you would think would cost you so much more, and it's not. It's not that expensive. So I kind of went out of my way to make sure I bought American.
I feel
you.
And shout out to that, because I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, well, the wages that they're paying
people
compared to here, that's the real
that's a big issue.
Cost. I would think, anyways. You
would think, right?
Yeah.
And like, it always makes me feel bad when I'm like, damn, I have to buy this, and I know that it didn't come through the most kosher means.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Working conditions weren't great.
Yeah, because like even the hat.
But at the same time, you should think that every time you order something off Amazon.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Every time I'm like, damn.
Anything shipping and delivering, bro. We've been on this on the show. That whole industry, bro. There's just
it's bad.
Is there no way not to make that job just shit,
bro? Bro, it's,
besides the driver, like
that's
about the only
person that gets treated with like a little bit of respect. Mm-hmm. But the people behind the scenes in the factories and whatnot, shit, absolute shit,
absolutely.
Yeah, because like even the hats themselves had to come from, I want to say, China, and I was just like, damn, man, because I was like, I know somebody didn't get paid what they worth to make this hat, but shout out to you, thank you anyway.
For real,
you know what I'm saying?
For real. You a real one.
For real. And so like, yeah, those guys, they made the hats. It was about a 2-week process all in all.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was like a relatively quick turnaround.
Yeah, that is
yeah,
pretty
like
quick.
They got the proof. They like after I commissioned the hats to be made, boom, they sent me a proof. And they was like, yeah, what do you think it is? And I was just like, I love it. And they was like, all right, so we'll get working on them. So then it took them about a week to get it all done and ready. They even sent me the initial like prototype hat.
Nice.
That they did their first design. Yeah. And I was just like, bet. Like they hooked me up and like I couldn't ask for better customer service. Absolutely. Like I could email these dudes at 11:30. I would get something back by like 1 a.m.
Yeah, that's customer service. Right
like a motherfucker. I was just like, bro, I can't say anything else better about these guys. So shout out to them. I really appreciate them. They were fantastic. The hats came out great. Fuck with your boy. Tap in. Get these hats up off me.
With that being said, well, we got 6 left?
Yeah, we got 6 hats left. So, you know, tap in. Fuck with your boy. You know what I'm saying?
$28. $28. Hit them DMs and let us know. We got the hookup.
They are on deck.
Shit, with that being said, I mean, I think that's
Rapskis. That is Rapskis for the Podskis.
Hopefully we lived up to the 2-man weave. Hopefully we didn't disappoint you, Randy.
He gonna shit on us. I feel it coming. He about to shit on us. I'm not mad.
Whack. Turn that shit off.
It ain't the real 2-man weave.
Hey, for real. Either way, shout out to my dog Randy. Shout out to EDJ out in Oklahoma City. This weekend. But yeah, Rapskis. Fuck with us. We're on our YouTube. If you're here, Spotify, all that shit, hit us up if you want a hat. And I think that's Schrobanks.